I spent the last month grinding to play Poland 100 times in resignations. Why? To prove a point. 90% of Germany players suck at the game. I have decided that I'm going to count every single run that I do, which means as soon as I create a new server and actually load into the server, it counts. Even if I instantly die to Germany, I'll count it. The goal is to achieve a world conquest on the final run. And this was done on a brand new account, so watch the video till the end to find out how much XP I ended up with. I receive 5,000 likes, you receive another 100 games. Possibly. To begin, I of course had to create a new Roblox account, and I think I chose the perfect name for it. And after that, I jumped straight into game number 1. Now coming into this, I didn't really have that much of a strategy. I decided to just rush Czechia and Slovakia to form Zaporoslavia while doing a basic 4 factory start. Germany didn't invade me early on, so I kinda just focused on building up an economy with consumers and also invaded some other nations. I decided to strike Germany first. And managed to beat them, because the United Kingdom joined in on them and we kinda just ganked them. After annexing Germany, I saw that China was invading Russia, so I decided to join in on Russia just so I can form my formable. Yeah, China left, so Russia just white-pissed them. And since I allied them and joined the war on their side, of course that means I also had to white-piss them. I love Rise of Nations. However, the Russia was nice enough to just give me Ukraine so I can form. So yeah, I appreciate that. Then I invaded Austria and also Turkey, but sadly midway I had to go. I really wanted to also form Intermarium, but because I had to go I couldn't form it this run. Game number 2. I used basically the same strat, except that Germany declared on me this time. But he was kinda stupid, so I took him down. Then of course I rushed Polish Lithuania in Commonwealth, and Russia also collapsed itself, so I also just took most of it. I decided to just slaughter Europe. Arabia did actually manage to cap snipe me cause I wasn't paying attention, but I quickly dealt with it. But of course, the Turkey player, he had Cyprus, and he did not listen to my messages in chat, so I just had to invade him. Yeah, he just insta-scorched everything. And then I kept on asking for only Cyprus because I want to just form the European Union, and he didn't agree. So had to fully kill him, not to mention that he kept fighting the entire time, even though he scorched everything, he never left, so I couldn't do the few city force piece. But in the end, I did manage to form the European Union. Game 3. This one was really boring because Germany was AI. Yeah, Russia kinda just declared war on me, and he probably regretted that, but I wasn't able to form and I just left. Game 4. I forgot to record. And since I technically did enter the game, I have to count it. I do have a screenshot of something interesting. Germany actually allied me. Too bad I didn't record though. I'm from Zaporoslavia in the server, that's about it. Game 5. Same start, but this time Russia allied me. I'm from Zaporoslavia and then ganked on Germany with France. France actually ended up dying to UK, which also invaded Russia later. Of course, I joined in and helped my ally. UK actually almost managed to make a comeback and capital snipe me, but of course I was able to outspam them. In the end, I just took over some more nations and then left. In this run, Germany allied me, and this time I actually didn't forget to record. Yippee! So basically, me and Germany worked together and conquered Europe. And form our formables. It was a pretty chill game, and yeah, I guess we could say that was the good ending. Game 7. Had a peaceful Germany. which just so happens to have Rush tank research. I was just chilling, doing my stuff, invading nations, forming, and then I saw that Germany was invading Spain, so I kinda just joined in on them, and lost a lot of my tanks because they had research and I didn't. We just ended up white piecing and I left after that. Game number 8. Germany stole Czechia from me, so I couldn't form Zaporoslavia, which is why I decided to rush them. Of course, for the first time ever, the Allies actually helped them, being France and the USA, which quickly turned this war into an endseek. They were kinda just mass invading me, so I just camped and waited for the perfect opportunity to strike. When I saw the opportunity, I quickly rushed Berlin and scorched it, and also tried going for the Rhineland so Germany wouldn't be able to tank spam more. Of course, the USA tried retaking Berlin, however I massacred them with my planes and they just ran away. Then I realized that USA actually owns the Benelux, so they were able to spawn troops there. Once Germany scorched everything, they gave up and white pieced me finally. After that, I just started preparing because I really wanted to take revenge on this USA player for just helping the Germany for no reason. And I did. I actually cap sniped him and he didn't realize for so long. And when he did, he tried taking it back and it didn't work. Until he spawned more troops, of course. Anyways, later on I landed in the USA and took him. It was a very interesting run, but hey, it was also a really fun one to be honest. Game number 9. Germany was actually AI this game. UK and France didn't wanna ally me. So I decided to ally Russia because I didn't want to fight a two-front war. Of course I did have to make some concessions, aka cede Lithuania and Latvia, but it was worth it. I ended up in a war with France and UK. And the UK was so annoying. But hey, I did eventually take over him. And then Russia released itself, so I invaded it. I casually just took over most of Europe, and the Scania was giving me flashbacks of the Turkey that didn't want to give me Cyprus. Thank God he did accept the peace in the end, and I formed all the formables. Game number 10 started off bad. First of all, Austria didn't even let me form Zaporoslavia, and then the worst thing happened. Russia invaded me with really good troops, and there was just nothing I could do. I got steamrolled, giving me my first actual loss. Game 11. I was thinking, planes got recently buffed, especially attackers, because they do more damage to anti-aircraft now. So I decided to just start off with an aircraft factory, maybe do an air build as Poland. Well, in this run it didn't really pay off, because Germany didn't even attack me, but yeah. I joined the war against Germany and allied Russia. I only got one state out of Germany, but I was just happy that I got something, I guess. Either way, later on I betrayed Russia with some of my allies and yeah, formed my stuff and left. Game 12. I went back to my normal start with the 4 factories instead of an aircraft one, and I actually allied Ukraine this game and we would work together, especially because Germany actually insta-declared me. But of course he was bad, so I was able to defend and then defeat him with Ukraine. Then I just chilled, took over Italy. And then I saw that Turkey said something in chat about me, and I just couldn't let that slide, so I pulled a Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth moment. Game 13 ended up being a short game. Germany started off as a player, but then they became AI for some reason, so I just took them. And then I bullied a Lithuania and Denmark player. Sadly I couldn't form Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth because of one Russian city, and yeah, I had to go. Game 14. Another Germany that actually allied me. I'm surprised how many Germany players actually just decided to ally me instead of invade me. Either way, I accepted it and I decided that I wanted to go colonial Poland. But then Spain started rushing down Europe and even tried invading Russia. I joined the war and then he made a counterattack and almost killed me, but Russia actually saved me. After we finished Spain, both me and Russia left, and that was it. Game 15. This one was crazy. I saw that Russia had troops in Kaliningrad, so I had a feeling they would rush Europe. Luckily, they didn't go after me, and after killing Germany, they kinda just left. So obviously, I capitalized on that and invaded everyone, formed the formables, and after that, I started a long war with USA. It was a really fun one. Which of course I ended up winning, and then some diplomacy later and I formed all formables. Again. Game 16. Someone stole Poland. And since I started the game, I have to count it. Game 17. Of course India makes a faction. Of course I decided to join it. Biggest mistake of my life. It was so boring, this India never pieced out anyone, and yeah. I tried rushing France, I just got bored and left. Game 18, this one was an interesting one. I decided to switch it up a bit, and instead of using static lines as my doctrine, I used maneuver warfare. Germany stole Czechia again, so I decided to invade them. And it went surprisingly well. I mean, to be fair, maneuver tanks are really strong, so I guess it shouldn't be surprising. But then Russia declared on me, and I thought I was dead. But surprisingly, I managed to defend him and he one-pieced me. Then of course I rushed Polish, Lithuanian, Commonwealth. Russia actually ceded me as well, so I could form. And after that I just killed them. And then I left. Game 19 was another one of those where I ally Ukraine and just destroy everyone. We destroyed a Germany player. And a France. And the Spain. And a United Kingdom. Game 20. This is the start of the maneuver massacre. Started off with me allying Germany while doing my basic strat. Then I prepared and striked France. After that, I just betrayed Germany. And that's how I conquered half of Europe by 2022. Game 21. You already know what happened. I striked everyone again with maneuver. Of course, I caught the Germany off guard because he was busy invading France, and I killed him. And I also killed the Ukraine and Russia that were working together. Now, there was a Iraq player which didn't listen to me, so I had to do a little bit of a beating. The Polish Czars strike again. This game, Germany allied me, and I didn't feel like doing another maneuver massacre, so I went Technocracy and rushed Quantum. Sadly, Germany did get ganged, and I kinda didn't help him. And then Russia tried me, but failed. This UK decided to invade me for some reason, and then just white-pieced me. Anyways, after that, I decided to ally Sweden and invade Russia together. Then we started preparing to strike the UK. And we did. After killing UK, Sweden ceded so I could form the European Union, and I left. Game 23. I went back to maneuver. Germany invaded UK and I wanted to betray Germany and I wanted to join them and to kill Germany. But of course the UK didn't fight long enough and they got force-pieced. So then I just invaded Russia, but I actually forgot to form this run, so that's unfortunate. Game 24. I did this run while playing with my friend Shruna. In this run, Germany actually insta-declared on me. And I survived. I beat him. Then I kinda just truce blocked myself from invading Russia. So I kinda just invaded India and actually made him collapse. It was a fun one even though nothing that special happened. In game 25, I declared war on Germany with maneuver again. But France also screwed me up. But I still won. Then I just backstabbed Ukraine to form Polish, Lithuanian, Commonwealth and left because I had to go early, sadly. Game 26 was pretty boring. I got truce blocked by Germany, so I killed them after a truce, and then I rushed Russia to form Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth and left. In game 27, Germany rushed me, and when I thought that it was all over, France declared on them. And I thought I was safe until France declared on me and destroyed me. And for some reason Russia also declared on me, just, you know, put a nail in my coffin. Game 28. Yeah, I think you know what happens. I rushed on Germany with maneuver. But then USA declared on basically all of Europe with the specialization strat, I think. I was able to defend, but that was pretty scary to be honest. And after that, I just rushed Ukraine to form Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, and that was it for this run as well. Game 29. Another maneuver massacre. Germany really thought he could try me, but it didn't work out, buddy. Then I just, rushed Ukraine, and I saw that Uzbekistan was rushing Russia, so of course, I joined in. And I formed my 4-1 wall. That's about it for this run. When game 30 happened, that was when my monitor broke, which means I had to do mobile runs. And for the first one, I didn't even get Poland. On game 21, I actually got Poland on mobile. I formed Yugoslavia and actually managed to kill Germany. On mobile, which I never play by the way. Sadly I then died to Spain, but we take it. For game 32, we were back on PC runs. This time I tried doing something different. I wanted to try infantry only with static lines, but Germany rushed me. He was brain dead, so I defended and killed him. Then Russia declared on me, and I did the same thing. But he gave me the cities I wanted, so it was nice. Then I helped France kill a UK and a USA, and that was it. In game 33, there was another Germany that insta-declared on me. And guess what? I destroyed them. I don't know what it is with these Germany players, but I don't think they ever increase military spending or get doctrines, but they're just so weak. And then I also declared one Russia to form. Surprisingly, in game 34, Germany was yet again AI. But they became a player when I invaded them, of course. Too bad he got ganged. And then we all ganked France. Cause who likes France anyway? There was also this overconfident Italy, which I just I did a bit of trolling. Game 35. There's Germany instantly became making a lot of enemies in Europe. Guess what happened next? I added France to kill Germany, and then I killed Ukraine and Russia, which was definitely a new player, because I sent him a peace offer to annex his entire country and he just accepted. That was really funny. Game 36. I did another maneuver massacre. What did you expect? I killed Germany, France, Ukraine, Russia. Yeah, classic. Game 37 was actually interesting. I do my classic Germany rush, but then Ukraine rushed me. I was not ready for that, and I thought I lost. But then he disconnected and I white pieced him. And I couldn't let that slide, so I built up, and later, after the truce, I come back and take my revenge. At the end, I posted a fun little Germany giveaway. I wanted to do no thanks Poland for a challenge, but it ended up being really boring, because nothing really happened, and yeah. I had a cool one with India though, which ended early, because once again I had to go. All of the maneuver brushes got me thinking, why do I make 4 factories to even build up? Why don't I just make 2 factories, spam tanks and rush everyone? Which is exactly what I did next. And I did it again. And again. And again. But this time I got humbled by France. But of course, I couldn't just stop there. Yeah, I can't believe how effective the strategy was. Like, no Germany player was able to stop it. Now, to be fair, if Germany got like any mill spending, I would probably lose. Maybe. Depends. But like, you're not gonna expect Poland to insta-rush you like that. So I can't blame them. On a general note, I wouldn't really recommend using this strategy because you're gonna go into a lot of debt. So once you lose all of your tanks, you're just lost. And you have no factories to even make up the money back, so yeah. However, if you just want a short game where you just bully everyone, just, you know, for fun, it is a really fun way to play Rise of Nations. And that brings us to game 50, the halfway mark. I did the maneuver to rush again, however, I was thinking of something. In my past recordings, I have always seen Poland players rush Germany, but with infantry, not tanks. So I wanted to try that by getting specialization, infantry technology, and just spamming a lot of infantry at the start. The only problem is that Germany was AI, so I decided to try it again. Now the Germany kinda just camped in the Rhineland, so I was just waiting, and then he got bored and just scorched and left. Instead of prioritizing his own homeland, he decided to just rush my capital for some reason, even though that doesn't help him because I was literally in debt and I was lacking manpower. In game 54, Germany decided to try to defend with infantry instead of tanks, but it didn't work out either. In game 55, Germany also tried defending with infantry. Of course, it didn't work out for them, and I kinda just white-pieced them once they left so I could just form Zaporoslavia and left. Game 56, I decided to go back to my original strategy, and once again, Germany declared war on me. Funny that he thinks he can beat me. It did not go well. And the funny thing is, if I did the rush strat, I probably would have won. Alright, game 57, let's try again. Oh, Germany ain't rushing me again. Ah, there we go. I got him now. It did not go well again. Game 58. Things started off fine. Germany did an insta-declare, which was a bonus, and I was able to rush Czechoslovakia. However, Germany did end up actually declaring. Oh no. Luckily this one was brain dead, thank god. Which allowed me to finally form Zaporoslavia again. After that, I decided to strike the east. And Russia released everything, so, you know, it's free real estate. I saw that Italy armed my border, so I was a bit threatened by that, so I decided to just strike first, meanwhile also invading France. Then I teamed up with USA to invade Britain. And then invaded Benelux, and I was able to form everything. Game 59. I rushed Yugoslavia. Germany declared on me. Germany died, I strike the east. Game ended. Game 60. Czechia was a player, which is really annoying considering the fact that I usually rush Czechoslovakia to form. Either way, I decided to just invade Slovakia and then Germany declared me. They just never learn, huh? After that, I decided to invade Czechia and of course form. Then I wanted to try something different. I started the Polish colonial empire, expanding into Central Africa. Then I just built up and striked Russia. In the end, of course, I won and formed Poland-Lithuania. Game 61. As per usual, I rushed Czechoslovakia to form Zaporoslavia. Then I noticed that Germany was just infantry spamming, so I had a feeling they would be really weak. Yeah, they were. After that, Russia declared war on me with 4,000 tanks and failed miserably, so I kinda just white pieced them and then, continued my massacre to form Poland, Lithuania. Of course, Romania had to take some Ukrainian cities, so I couldn't form Poland, Lithuania. Now, the funniest part is this Russia player sent tanks to my capital. I don't think bro knows that you can't declare war on someone if you have your own troops on their cities. Eventually, he did move them and I just declared war on him. The Russia player just sent me a peace deal to annex his entire country and I accepted, and then I left. In game 62, Germany allied me finally, and I wanted to try a new strategy. Using mass attack, I wanted to spam as many troops as I could, then change my doctrine to static lines and train them all. Now first I had to kill the Czechoslovakia player, and of course I rushed Poland and Lithuania as well. After that I started building up. Now I saw that USA was bullying the South Africa player, so I used 40 million troops and sent them right into USA, and he started crying so hard, it was so funny. This run was just fun to do. Game 63. I wanted to try the Poland air build again by making an air factory very early on and investing into planes. I did my classic Czechoslovakia rush, and then I saw that France was actually invading Germany. Of course Hungary had to steal some parts of Slovakia, so I had to take them out. And then I just rushed down Eastern Europe again, and the Sweden player was nice enough to see me to form. But then, Russia declared war, and I noticed that France did not want to ally me, nor sign an aggression pact, which means they probably wanted to gag me. I focused on Russia while keeping most of my tanks still in Poland, just in case. I did eventually manage to break Russia after a long war, and then I decided to strike France myself before he was ready. And yeah, he was not ready for the amount of tanks I had. This was an insane game. In the end, I also formed the European Union. Game 64 was one of the games of all time. The Germany was a bit special in the head, let's just say. He saw that I spammed a lot of tanks, and he got mad and changed to India to cancel my trades, forgetting that if he changes his country is going to become AI controlled. So I exploited that. And he was just molding so hard in chat. Well, yeah, that was one of the freest Germany wars I've ever had. I formed Poland, Lithuania, and I just chilled, invaded Russia, the usual, and left. Game 65 started as usual. I invaded Czechoslovakia, formed Yugoslavia, and then Germany declared on me. But he was good. Oh no. I was ready to just give up and let him force peace me. But then he sent a peace offer. He's all ARPer. And yeah, because of that, we worked together. He took down the West, made perfect borders, and in the end, we stood united. While I had Eastern Europe, he had himself, I guess. I don't know, he only had good borders, he didn't really expand more than that. Game 66. A normal chill start again, where Germany did not invade me. I was bored, so I invaded him instead. And after that, I also invaded France. And then my internet died, and the game did not let me rejoin. Game 67. I wanted to try out a new strategy. In the Rise of Nations official tournament, there is a strategy where you get cybernetic soldiers by 2022, and I wanted to try it out. Maybe against Germany, But Germany was rushed by Italy and then made a comeback, blah blah blah. They were scored, so they were really weak. So I decided to just rush on to Serbia. And then some people helped me form Poland, Lithuania, and also Intermarium. Game 68. This server was bugged, aka there was like almost no players that got teleported, which was a perfect time to try a new strategy, Democratic Poland. The idea was simple, I just formed Yugoslavia and stopped expanding. I built up my economy by developing. I was actually able to make a really crazy economy and then declare a liberation war in Russia. And then also in China. That was fun. Not gonna lie, I had more fun than I expected. Rise of Nations. had a strange update. So I picked Poland, did a basic setup. I was guessing that Germany would have insta-declared on me, so I stationed my army on their border and just waited. Germany did end up declaring, and I thought I could stand a chance, but it did not work, and I lost. Very weird update. The update was reverted. How strange. Either way, I tried a socialist run, and it was basically the same as playing nationalism, which is what ideology I've been using this entire time. I actually wanted to figure out which strategy is better, the maneuver rush or specialization rush. I will be doing so in the next few runs, starting off with maneuver. Of course, that means I only build 2 factories and insta-spam tanks and declare Germany. This server also I had to fight Italy and France, which tried ganging me. And now for game 72, specialization. Of course, being able to declare war on Germany even earlier is a bonus because they are unable to spam tanks so fast. I also just love the fact that they always spam tanks. I take Berlin and the tanks keep on spawning on Berlin and my infantry just insta-kills them. The game is just so stupid. And for some reason this Czechia player joined the war thinking they will do something. It did not go well for them. And yeah, I was actually able to form Yugoslavia in the server. Alright, game 73, maneuver. Now, I do gotta say that using tanks over infantry is so much better. It makes taking the cities so much easier as well, which is the one thing that maneuver definitely has over specialization, even though you have no money. Game 74, specialization. Once again, just insta-declaring Germany catches them off guard so bad, like they don't even know how to react. They just spam infantry or tanks in Berlin and they just lose them all. This Germany actually tried rushing my capital again, which, like I've stated before, it is completely worthless to do against Poland. It will not help you at all. But to be fair, I don't think you can do anything in this situation to begin with, so fair enough. Alright, game 75, this was the final maneuver rush I do. For now. And yeah, it kind of went as you expect. Germany couldn't deal with it. And I also killed Czechoslovakia. And then also this Ukraine player. Sadly, Russia took over Belarus and the Baltics, so I couldn't fall. And after the next specialization run, I will have my conclusion on which one is better to use. Game 76. So my conclusion is that if you want to go for a longer game, specialization is probably better because you can start off making more factories than in maneuver, and you usually will not go into that. Not to mention that it's also just easier because Germany will be less prepared for you, and usually we just rage quit after you take Berlin. If you do go for maneuver, it's a lot more fun obviously, but you're gonna go into that. While you can also take over small nations to get money, you're also gonna lose it so fast as well, so it's really hard to keep up an economy for later on. But I mean, if you do a short game, that doesn't really matter. So yeah, I recommend specialization rush. Game 77. I started off the game by allying Germany. And then of course, as per usual, I rushed Czechoslovakia, but this time Austria was invading Czechia. So I decided to strike them while they were busy in Slovenia. While this was happening, Germany was getting invaded by the Netherlands. And of course, I betrayed Germany here. Then I kinda just chilled, doing nothing, and that was literally it. This was the most boring run ever. While game 77 was boring, game 78 was the opposite. Started off basic. Germany didn't ally me, so I went for factory output 2 just in case they decide to rush me. I did my classic strat of rushing Czechoslovakia, of course, and forming Yugoslavia. Then my game crashed. And a reconnect. To see Germany die? I have no clue how that happened, but yeah. Of course, I decided to just develop for a bit and prepare myself, you know, to start more conquests. I allied Austria this time and then invaded a Belarus player and also Lithuania and Ukraine, which allowed me to form Poland-Lithuania. Now, I wanted to form Intermarium this run, which means I had to betray my ally Austria, which I did so by declaring war on Turkey and invading him. This really pissed off China. But I didn't care. I finished the thing. And then I saw that China was preparing. So I knew he wanted to invade me next. So I started spamming infantry and justified on him and declared war. So yeah, as you can see, China spammed so much, not to mention that even Iran and Algeria joined in on me. And it just became a massive spam battle. I had to camp like there's no way I can advance since I was literally in that. Until... And that aid really helped me. I was able to reinforce my troops and spam more. Of course still kept on defending for a while. Algeria saw that there is no way they can break me and that it would just end up losing, so he wanted to white beast me, but I didn't let that happen. But then I finally striked. And I didn't really want to kill Algeria, I just really wanted Italy, that's all. And yeah, I ended up winning the war, forming Intermarium. Game 79. I just wanted a chill game for once, you know, where nothing special would happen. Yeah, Germany rushed me. However, he did not expect me to have good tanks. So yeah, I invaded them, and then I saw that Ukraine and Russia were kinda LARPing, you know, with a war, so I thought they were weak. Russia was not. But he ended up white beasting me and gave me the stop to form, and that was it for this run. Game 80. I didn't get Poland. Game 81. I have zero clue what this Germany was doing, he kinda just tried invading me. Yeah, and failed. But then, Turkey, which was in Ukraine, justified on me and declared war on me. And then just defended? Like, I don't know what the point of that was, and of course he did not want to peace me. Which means I had to go down there, and after that I sadly had to go and left. Game 82. So this entire time I've been mostly invading Czechoslovakia, as you know, with a few exceptions when there were a player. So I decided to invade Lithuania first. After all, it should be faster and give me money earlier. I wasn't going to invade in Germany, because he was kinda chill until he said this. So I struck them. Shouldn't have said that, buddy. Either way, then I waged the war against the east, you know, did a bit of trolling, bit of pillaging, and formed everything. Game 83, I tried the Lithuania strat again, and everything went according to plan until I declared war on Ukraine. I did not expect him to have such good tanks, and yeah, I ended up losing to him. Game 84, same strat again. I saw that Russia put troops into Kaliningrad, so I had a feeling they're gonna either rush me or Germany. Luckily, it was Germany, and they were pretty busy there, losing a lot of infantry, but of course sending more. And I realized then and there that I would have to strike them before they get too strong and strike me first, and I did so. However, I was obviously in a lot of debt, and I may have accepted printing money. Oh boy, I wonder what happened next! Hey, at least Russia was that, but there's no way I was going to recover after that, so I just left. Game 85. You already know how the start goes, but pretty successfully. Except for the fact that Austria took Czechia and I couldn't really form anything. The Netherlands player actually took Germany this server, but I knew that he was weak, so I just invaded him. Then I saw something. Brazilian hordes in Europe. What? This Brazil was using specialization and just rushing Europe, which means I was next. And yes, I was correct. The massacre started and I defended fiercely. And managed to pull it off. Well, yes, most of my land was scorched, however, I won in the end, and I white beasted them. After that, I just invaded Austria to form Zaporoslavia and left. Game 86 was pretty crazy actually. I allowed Ukraine and, did my new strat and also invaded Czechoslovakia. Then I decided to declare war on Germany. And also Russia because they threatened me. After that, Ukraine just left and ceded me all of Europe, and I invaded the Turks and everyone else in Europe. But of course, I forgot to take one Greek city and had a truce for 2 years. I could have formed EU in 2024, but of course I had to wait and formed it in 2026. Nice. Game 87. Remember the specialization rush? Yeah, I'm doing it again, but this time in a long-term game. I wanted to develop the strat that I'm gonna do a world conquest with on game 100, and I think I want to use specialization. Germany was AI here, but became a player midway. However, it did not really work out for them, and I was winning, but then France declared on me, and I thought I was screwed, until UK came into clutch and started helping me. Appreciate it, but after that, I formed, and then strangely, Russia ceded me all of their big cities for some reason. Why? I saw that Kazakhstan was still free, so I decided to invade it because that city's in Russia, I could spam tanks. And I also invaded Ukraine and also Russia. And India, I just formed Polish, Lithuanian, and Commonwealth. And that was it for this run. Gotta train more, so I'll be prepared for the final run 100. Game 88, same strat, but this time Germany actually fought a bit harder. In the end, I still won and formed Yugoslavia. Then I started just building up, of course everyone wanted to ally me, and then this Algeria pissed me off because he didn't accept my trade, so I decided to just invade him. But sadly midway I had to leave. Game 89. Germany tried again, but yet again it did not work out for them. And then I kinda just invaded AI, like there was no threat really, and I just invaded and Russia released everything as a puppet. So it was just free real estate, and I formed in Poland, Lithuania and left. Pretty boring run overall. Game 90. I once again did not get to Poland. That's kinda crazy. To be fair, it was my fault for being AFK for too long. Game 91. This time, the Germany war turned into a 1v3, cause Hungary and Italy were probably Germany's friend and they really wanted to do Axis. However, my infantry was just too strong, and also UK ended up joining in on Germany, and India and I even formed Yugoslavia. Game 92. The Germany got tanks really early, but I wasn't scared of him. Yeah, he had mill spending and there was nothing I could do. Game 93. Germany was actually helped by France in this server like a lot. He really tried, and the war was a pretty long one. Of course, I tried my best to defend and attack by microing a lot. In the end, I managed to beat them, but then Russia declared on me. And I wasn't ready. And also this Netherlands player joined in, but he was kinda stupid, so I quickly dealt with him and I forced him to white piece me. However, against Russia, I wasn't so fortunate, and he kinda just kept on steamrolling me. I was forced to camp in a few of my Polish cities, then he sent me a white piece offer. But of course he had to scorch everything before doing so. I accepted and then realized that there was basically nothing I can do in the server anymore because I was mass scorched, so I just left. Game 94. Germany, yet again, wasn't able to do anything. But then, France declared on me. And I lost again. You know, at game 95, the realization hit me. In only 5 runs, I have to do a world conquest, and I'm about to finish recording the biggest video I've ever made. And that was really interesting. Germany was AI this game, and I was so bored, I just left and went to game 96. Game 96. I looked back, and the most fun I've had playing Poland was Maneuver Rush, so I wanted to do it for the final 2 times. I declared war on Germany, and then also France. But UK sadly saved them. 4 runs left. Game 97. I've came so far with these runs, and I want to enjoy the final few ones, because I'm never playing Poland after this again. And this one was just plain old fun. I just dominated children in Rise of Nations, and that was it. Game 98. This game was the craziest run I've had. It was a 1v4. And it looked good for me. Really good. Until Baltic just destroyed me and I lost the run, but it was a fun one. Game 99. Germany was as easy as always. I took down Central Europe, forms of Yugoslavia, and then went to the east. I took down Belarus, Lithuania, Latvia, and half of Ukraine. Russia ceded me the rest, and I formed Poland, Lithuania. Then I struck the south, killing the players, and forming Intermarium. I felt confident that I could do the world conquest on the final run, and it is time to do so. But sometimes, things in life don't work out how you want them to, no matter how hard you try. And that's fine. I really wanted the final run to be a world conquest, but it just wasn't meant to be. So, after playing Poland for 100 times, and after almost 60 hours of footage, yes, I did write a script to count it for me, and the thing you guys have been all waiting for, how much XP did I earn from this? Well, it is 798,304 XP. Yes, not even a million. Was it worth it? No? So let's go back to the start of the video when I put out the Germany statement. 90% of Germany players suck at the game. Is that correct? No, it's 98%. I only lost to Germany twice.